Most standalone ECUs are designed to run a wide range of engine configurations. This means one of our first jobs is to tell the ECU what engine we want it to control. In this example, the M150 ECU we're tuning is specifically designed to run only the Toyota 86 engine, so these parameters we'd usually configure are locked. To give you a better idea of how a conventional standalone ECU would need to be set up, we're going to have a look at the Motec ECU Manager software for their 100 series ECUs. If we open a file and go to the General Setup menu, we can see there is a parameter for the number of cylinders. Motec allow you to enter a positive number for 4-stroke piston engines or negative numbers to indicate a rotary engine. If we go back into the General Setup menu, there is also an option which allows the firing order to be set. This is critical on some ECUs as it will define the order in which the injectors and ignition drives are activated. Along with this basic configuration, we'll also need to define the trigger input that the ECU will expect to see. This lets the ECU decode the engine RPM and engine position. Since this is one of the most critical aspects to configure, we'll deal with this in a separate module. While we're doing this basic configuration, I also like to set a sensible RPM limit and a boost limit if we have a turbo or supercharged engine. Let's jump back to the M1 Tune software and we can move to the initial setup worksheet and then the engine speed limits page. You can see here there are a number of RPM limits that can be configured for different states. The main RPM limit though is called Engine Speed Limit Maximum, and if we click on this we can see it is set to 7800 RPM. The M150 has two adjustable RPM limits that can be selected using a driver switch. These are the A and B settings we can see here. We're going to leave the RPM limit set as it is and we can move on to the input setup and testing.